Have you ever realized we've always described storage in like with a description of its hardness, like its physical hard, like my desk, like metal? I just noticed the relation between the word floppy disk and hard drive. And then weirdly enough, it moves to solid state. Digital storage has always been described how by how hard the actual storage medium is. The disk inside of the floppy disk is actually a floppy disk. The disks inside of a hard drive are actually hard. I don't know what's in a solid state drive, but I'm sure it's fucking solid. I think this is so cool. How hard is your storage?
Yo, why the fuck do we have volume numbers? Like when you change the volume in a car or on the TV, yo, the conversations about like the TV volume always has to be a multiple of 5 or an even number. Why do we have volume numbers? You can you can hear it. Like I've noticed but never consciously thought about the fact that if you change the volume on an iPhone and you like watch the it doesn't give you a number. It gives you like a visualization for some reason. It's useful for like changing the volume when you're not listening to something. Like if you need to check that your headphones aren't at full volume before you play something so you don't get blasted. Like, sure. But why do we have volume numbers in like cars where like you would presume the audio is playing as you're changing the volume? You don't need a number. You can hear it. There's no mute button. You're not gonna find out the speakers were muted in your car and you accidentally turn it up to 55 quintillion without knowing. You can hear the sound. You know how loud it is. Why do we have volume numbers? I'm so what? Huh?
There's this post I think about like a weirdly large amount. Somebody once said, I think it's probably just a tweet, they were like, the uncanny valley so disturbing because it implies that at some point evolutionarily we needed the ability to tell when something was pretending to be human but wasn't. And it's like, no bro, no, that's what we pretend it is now because we actually have CG, we have things that are human or look human but aren't because they're just an artist's representation of what a human actually is. The uncanny valley is just to tell when people are sick. It's so that you can tell this is a human, obviously. Of course it's a human, but something's wrong with it. That's what it's for. It's to tell that the person you're looking at has leprosy or fucking is paralyzed from something they ate or has been attacked by a fucking lion. It's so that you know, yo, maybe don't be near, maybe don't procreate with this person because something might be wrong with them genes, like something is wrong with them. It's not what you're looking at is not a human the way a human is supposed to be. It's not that it's not human, it's that something's wrong with this person. Something has happened, you know? Ugh. It's the built-in eugenics filter. It's the part that is supposed to make you look at somebody who is anyway deformed, disabled, or has been harmed, and just in the back of your mind go, ew. You know? Like, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's just to make you see humans that have something wrong with them and go, ugh. And that's to not, like, acknowledge that that's what it is. Low-key is giving you still would go around the world occasionally, you know, seeing people and being like, ugh. You know? Like, instead of growing out of your evolutionary, anything. I just hate when bitches say, yo, well, it's evolution. Like, yo, is anything about what I'm doing right now in a home, looking at a camera, fucking drinking gin and tonic lit by an LED, is any of that evolutionary? Does any of that like imply that anything I'm evolved to do still matters? Like, of course it fucking doesn't. To ever say we do this because humans evolved to need to be able to, we are so far beyond evolution. We are not even on the food chain, let alone talking about what we evolved for. Evolved for? Yo, I can go sell ass for the rest of my life. You think I evolved for that? Like, we're humans. We are not held by evolution anymore. What? Stop ever bringing up, well, it's evolution. It's like when bitches want to fucking come up with an excuse for hating women. So they're like, well, by evolution, men are meant to conquer. Like, even if that were true, no, we are not fucking humans from thousands and thousands of years ago that are held by our evolutionary purpose, and if you are, you're weak, you're not modern, and you're a bitch. It's time to lock the fuck in. How did this start at Uncanny Valley? This is just a quick addition to that last one, because, like, wouldn't it be crazy if there actually was something on Earth that, like, looked human but wasn't? I don't know, maybe, like, other humanoid things that, like, were almost human, but, like, they weren't quite like Neanderthals and that. Like, yeah, bro, we did need to tell when something wasn't human. Because there was things that weren't human that looked like us. Like, actually, yes, there were. Like, what? Also, on the point about being beyond evolution at this point as humans, it's not even just, like, speaking backwards. It's not even just, oh, like, everything we evolved for doesn't really matter now because we don't do any of that shit, and we also do a lot of shit that counters that. It's also forward. We're never going to evolve physically again, really. Like, in millions of years, maybe when we're a fucking space-bearing species, like, then maybe we'll need to be better withstanding to gravity. Or to different gravity, because I guess we are withstanding to gravity, just specifically this one. Anyway, it's part of the reason that, like, climate change is a problem. We live in shelter now. We're not going to evolve to live on a hotter planet.
If you're interested in music, production, mixing, you will inevitably hear people talking about old preamps and consoles like, yo, this is so good, so incredible because it was used to mix all your favorite records from, like, the 70s to the 90s. And that would be all well and good if there wasn't so many albums coming out now that not only are objectively higher fidelity because technology, but also, like, sound just as vibey, sound just as good, and were whipped up by Phineas in a bedroom. Like, stop with the this was used to mix your favorite records. My favorite mixes were done on a laptop. Like, this is not... It's time to wrap it up. It's time to wrap up the... This is good because it's old and was used by people back in the day. Because, like, in 50 years, do you want people to be like, you gotta be on Logic Pro fucking 7 because it was used in the 2000s to make heat? Like, no. Like, you want to be on the modern technology. Like, it will always be true that if you can't mix a song on an SSL console, you just can't mix it. Like, that's true, but that's because it brings you down to the bare bones number of tools. You can do the same exercise in the box. Or with shit that's less expensive, less old, less carried in its prestige by the fact that it was used on some shit people liked. Like, yo, a lot of shit has been used on stuff you like. Okay? Stuff you like, it's the modern day now. Stuff you like has been mixed in airports, on headphones, in the back of a car, on a plane, fucking, you know, chill out. Also, like, music has changed too much. Everybody who, like, talks about music or production on YouTube or online in general has a fucking course, okay? And they be teaching, okay? And it's always some get the sound right at the source first, which, like, fair enough if you're recording instruments, if you're recording people, like, yeah, learn mic techniques, learn what mic you should pick, but, like, try to mix one of my songs after all you've ever done is mix stuff that was gotten right at the source because you recorded it yourself. Like, my whole style is taking stuff people already recorded, taking loops, destroying them, ripping them to smithereens until it hurts, until it burns. And then I have to mix that and make it not hurt anymore, or hurt to just the right degree. Like, fixing something, it's always like, oh, you shouldn't learn this or get caught up in this specific process because it's putting band-aids over things that don't sound good and you should just re-record that or whatever. Tell me how I re-record my fucking synth loop that's actually was a guitar 17 effects ago. Like, No, bro, that's not a thing. There's no re-record. The sound is destroyed, and we must make it tolerable. I feel like crazy. I could make a mixing course, and I don't even think I'm fire. I don't think mixing is not. I'm like chill with it. I'm fine, but like it's not my main thing. I feel like I can make a mixing course. I feel like I actually have something of value to add because everything's always fucking well, when you have these pristine recorded drums that you recorded yourself, like, what if you have 17 samples that are already mad compressed, and then you need to rip more energy out of them, even though they're cooked? Like, where's the undeep frying tutorials? They don't exist. Well, they definitely exist. Like, if I googled, like, mixing poorly recorded harsh like bullshit, but like poorly recorded is not the problem. Like something can be greatly recorded and then you can fuck it up. Like that's terrible time to be like, well, the sound of these preamps, like, bro, the preamp is not gonna make my shit sound like the fucking Beatles. I feel like the camera industry is weirdly comparable to the car industry, and that wasn't my original thesis. I was just going to talk about cameras for a second. But the car industry, you would hear people pretend that the top of the line stuff can't do the same stuff as like the worst car ever, and that the worst car ever can't technically achieve the same goal as the best car. Bitches will be all, well, an F1 car can't just go on local roads. Like, yeah, of course it can. And, you know, your fucking Prius can't do a lap around an F1 track. Like, yeah, of course it can, just not that fast. Cameras have this very similar thing. I broke AI overview multiple times to the point where I was like, okay, it's finally time for me to find an extension that works to turn off Google's AI overview. Because I was asking it to compare cameras that are legit cinema cameras, or at least marketed as such, with cameras that are marketed for like, we made this just for vlogging, it's for content, it shoots 6K open gate at 120 FPS, but it's for content, 6K open gate, but it's for content, like, homeboy, it shoots 6K open gate, ain't no content! Ain't no content! You can shoot anything with that, it's fucking 6K open gate in log, like, shoots raw external, like, homeboy, the fact that the response was consistently, you cannot even compare these two cameras. One of them is like for vlogging everyday consumer stuff and the other one is for cinema. And it's like, okay, but if you set them both to fucking log profiles, fucking 6K open gate, they're the exact same camera. So and then it's about the fucking color signs of the company you want to pick. Like, why are we pretending that just because a company says this camera's for vlogging, that this camera is actually for vlogging? They would probably say this camera's for vlogging. No, the fuck it isn't. It's for photography. Do not ever shoot a video on this shit. I am the only one who should ever make this mistake. It doesn't work like that. The amount of times so you see, oh, this shit's for vlogging, it's for content creation, and then it's like the most nutty fucking camera. It's like the most popular content creation camera right now in terms of like full-sized cameras is the FX3, followed by the FX30 because it's the FX3 but smaller. The creator was shot on an FX3. I know that's why everybody has an FX3, because the creator was shot on an FX3 and then they were like, well, if they can shoot a movie on it, then I can get an FX3 and shoot my YouTube videos and it'll be a movie. Could you imagine if AI Overview was like, well, the FX3 is mostly used for YouTube content? Like, yeah, but also film, but also it's a Netflix approved camera. Like, no, bro. It's like comparing this to a fucking Neumann U87. Bitches is gonna be like, well, the 87's so good. It's like, yeah, but if you point this at something, you'll hear the fucking sound. If you point a U87 at something, you'll hear the fucking sound. It's a microphone. Like, it's not relevant to actually anything else. Does this capture sound? Does it capture the full frequency spectrum? Then it's the same. Anyway, might be instantly jumping ship from Sony, mostly because the big win of Sony is that the upgrade path is fucking nuts. Like, it leads to FX3, it leads to fucking, you know, I have lenses that I've owned for 10 years that can fit on the front of my FX3. But that Fujifilm, that Lumix, like, suddenly the choice, because
if I want a camera actually this size, which is the size, I'm literally like trying to size out my camera that I'm looking at. And I wanted that to also be able to shoot, I don't know, 6K open gate, 60 FPS or whatever fucking stupid shit it is. Like, the universe is screaming Fujifilm XM5. But if you Google Fujifilm XM5 versus literally any camera, they will be like, well, this other camera is for cinema, and the Fuji XM5 is for vlogging and travel and every day. And I'm like, it shoots 6K open gated log! No, the fuck it isn't! No, it isn't! Just because you can't use it like that. Just because the size implies that it's very good for travel doesn't change the fact that when you travel, you might want to be shooting some shit on some cinema levels. Like, what? Ooh, this is why AI and overview gotta go. Because it has no way of being properly objective about any of this information. Or, even better, subjective about any of this information. Subjectively, of course the XM5 can shoot cinema. Like, it shoots 6K open gate, there won't be a resolution problem, it's 10-bit, there won't be a color problem. The only thing it doesn't have is an anti-aliasing filter, and the resolution's so big, how the fuck are you gonna alias? Ooh. It's really like if I googled, you know, D19 versus U87 and it was like, well, they're wildly different. The U87 is industry standard and the D19 was industry standard 20 years before that. Like, what? Difference? Difference? It's the same. It's the same. If I point the microphone or something, will it pick it up? Will it pick up all the frequencies I need? Is it then EQable to sound like literally anything else? Then it's no different to any other microphone, unless it's got internal fucking distortion, and even then it's barely enough to make a difference. Fuck you mean the XM5 is not a real Woo! Okay, I'm done. I'm actually, I'm gonna do this forever.
Right? Like, that's working, right? I think that's happening. I think, personally, in my own little world, this is working. Right? This has to be the mic. I just want you to know, if this is working, I just want you to know, for the next one, I figured out the mic problem. I can just record on the camera, and it's immediately picking up the mic in the video. I think. This is attempt 2 on the mic thing. If this is working, then the mic is really actually sorted, because you could hear the ring of my fucking aux cable, and you can probably still hear the ring of my aux cable, but now the mic is louder and the camera's recording the audio a little quieter, so there should be a wider dynamic range between my voice volume and the ring from the aux cable, so hopefully it'll work. And in theory, that means anytime I can just turn on my camera, plug in my fucking aux cable from my interface, and it's just gonna go. And I should just be able to run Cooked Thoughts completely off the top of my head at all times, and it should just fucking go, okay? I think I'm smart. I think. Unless there's like a minimum volume that I can get the aux ring to, but why would it? I don't know. But this is like blast. This is like gonna peak the camera nearly. Like, it's a wild gap. It should be fine. Let's see.